Okay.
What's up?
What's up?
All the cameras are sunk. Sunked.
Boom.
Oh, is that what that's for? You snap it and then it like spikes the audio and then
It spikes the audio and then that way I can do it frame by frame until it actually hits in my fingers and the sound all connects.
That's impressive. Look at technology these days. Kids.
Yeah, and you can sync the sound because it makes a spike on like the waveform and stuff.
Yeah.
He's older than you.
I feel like most of the time you're gonna be mocking me these entire videos.
He's older than you.
Yeah.
He's older than me. I'm everyone's mother.
kidding,
And you know it.
Yeah, you're older than me. What are you talking about?
I'm the oldest in this room. Just
Okay.
kidding, Kyle is.
I don't think I ever understood what those things were for.
But now you do.
Every day, yeah.
The more you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
Fix this. Fix this.
G.I. Joe.
Huh? Yeah, it's actually.
Oh, my
you're actually
Korean
talking
drama
into
is still
the
on
screen.
there.
Oh, straight up, man. Are you still watching that?
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance.
This just in, Trent's a weeaboo.
A weeaboo.
No, there's actually I just watched like one Korean drama. That's it.
W-E-A.
Which one are you? Oh, is it
The
yours or
Second
is
of the
it?
Sun.
Yeah.
Not Drum World. I finished that in like one day.
Oh, fine.
What's drama world?
It's where they make fun of Korean dramas.
But it's in Korean, right?
No,
No,
it's in
oh,
English.
English.
Awesome.
This is even funnier.
It's on
Most of the
Netflix.
time we're the ones being made fun of.
Yeah.
Don't people
Sounds
just
like my
suck?
kind of-
Americans specifically. Here's why. Top 10 lists on why Americans suck. Number 6 will make you.
We're not Watch Mojo. No clickbaiting.
Yes,
here.
I will believe number 6.
Number 6 will make you rip your own eyes out.
We're so hated.
Okay, ready to start?
Yes.
Officially.
Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright.
Do this.
Hello everyone, I'm Trent J. Mckenney and welcome to X Talk. With me today I have in this side over here.
In this corner.
What do you do? Say your name.
Oh, Braiden, right? I didn't. You all were looking at me.
Elora.
Maddie.
Kyle.
Woo.
Oh, I need to fix.
Woo.
Okay. The topic.
Those damn kids.
You're gonna be a great old person.
Shooting Uzis and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to be an old person, honestly.
Right? It sounds like a highlight of life to be old.
Unless
An
you're
old
in
person with an Uzi.
Oh, you haven't heard this. So Braiden wants, when he's like about to die, he wants to go out in a blaze of glory. So he has to create his own blaze of glory to go out in with his Uzis.
No, it's like.
For the first topic though,
I'm going out.
I'm gonna start.
Okay, sorry.
For the first topic though, I'm gonna start off with a pretty sad one. And that is Orlando shootings.
Too soon.
I should hope so. It happened like
Yeah.
yesterday.
It happened like 2 days ago. One of the people was a famous YouTube / voice star named Christina Grimmie. She was pretty much assassinated. Pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
there's no.
Kinda like
In a separate place
Shooting,
from
yeah.
the
Yeah,
Orlando.
from the parade, from the Orlando parade. She was just at a concert signing pictures and stuff for her fans, and all of a sudden the guy comes up, shoots her 3 times, and then he shoots himself in the head.
So they didn't even get why he did it. Like,
Well, it's like the
I
worst
think
thing.
Well,
it was
Well,
one of
maybe
her
he-
ex-boyfriends
Maybe
that
he-
was going around.
Maybe he didn't die.
No, he did.
So
He
did
shot himself.
ISIS
Yep, he
take
shot
credit
himself.
for that one as well as the club shooting?
no.
She
He's just.
It was an anti-gay thing.
Yeah.
yeah. It was
No,
amazing.
ISIS on the phone when
Yeah.
the perpetrator, or I don't know his name, but when he was calling 911, he was like, "Yeah, ISIS is totally
Yeah,
cool
he's
for
like,
this."
Hail ISIS, and then he like went
ISIS,
in and did
FTW, pew pew.
I don't know. Like it sucks that he like shot her that way, and it also like to me the fact that he just took his own life, like that's just garbage. Like screw
It's
that. dude.
stupid. It's
I
like
mean-
Her brother tackled him right as he shot himself, which was really sad.
Yeah.
If he was 1 second.
Yeah.
later.
No one gets.
But she
past
didn't
that.
die right on the spot there. She was taken to the hospital and died like 2 days later, which was really
that's
sad.
even-
So she, like, died today.
So she
no, she
sucked.
died yesterday
Oh.
morning, I think.
Yeah, around then. No, it was on
'Cause-
Maddie's birthday.
Yeah, yesterday.
So one day she died. She
Yeah.
She lived for a day.
That was
I
really
was-
about the gist of it.
I was so pissed off because like I heard about the Christina thing and then like literally the next day or the same day, I think it was yesterday, then the whole Orlando thing happened. I was like, okay, why? What is happening?
Yeah.
Nothing good. Though what bothers me is that just how people are now taking it and like using it for their own agendas. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like you can hear it on the news from a mile away. Like as soon as something like this happens, you can't just mourn. You have to use it to facilitate your own things. And
Right.
it pisses me off. Like,
Well, because like the president came out and he was like, "Oh, if we had had gun control, then none of this would
But
have
flippin',
happened." Yeah.
that's my thing about
gonna
gun
do?
control is that people that like have guns clearly aren't going to follow the law that do things like this. Like,
Yeah.
and it sounds terrible. Maybe if one of them had a gun, it would have ended faster. But at the same time, like,
Well, that's the thing though, is that like, why do you feel the need to carry a gun? Like, because if they felt the need to carry a gun, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have gone as far as it
that
did.
very
But
reason.
we shouldn't have to feel the need to carry a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
most people don't. I've talked to so many people who are like anti-gun control and like for having your own gun. Like my parents are one of them, which I think is great. Like if you feel the need to protect yourself, then do whatever you feel like you need to do. But I asked my parents because my parents don't have concealed carry permits. They don't own guns, and I go, well, why don't you? Well, because I don't need to. And it's like, but you just said you felt the need to. So it's kind of weird. It's a weird situation.
Well, and the thing about gun control anyway is that like, and there are a lot of people who are saying it, so this isn't coming from like me
No, yeah.
personally, but like all around the internet and Facebook and all that is like the Sandy Hook shooting. Like,
Yeah.
if we weren't going to control guns after children died, why would they care about a bunch of transgender people? Like,
This is a more controversial topic.
exactly.
especially
but, like,
I think now. But I don't know. I have a lot of family on like both sides of the issue that are like,
Yeah.
this is all about gay people. Obviously, we need gun control. Like, you're just doing this to do this. And then I have other family that's like,
it was Muslim.
yeah, like
yeah.
you can't. It's like ISIS's problem, and oh my gosh, tearing families apart. Like, let me talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And it was like in the middle of both because it was like definitely terrorism, but it was
Well,
also a hate crime. at the
Exactly.
same
It was
time.
a
It was like he's like I think that they think like gay people should go to hell.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
he was
yes.
taking people out with him or something.
yeah, and this Christina was her name, right?
Yeah, Christina Green.
It was just a
And then that in the middle of it just like added insult
Oh,
to
she did.
injury almost. Like,
Oh, she's pretty. How old was she?
She's
22, I think.
yeah, she's barely
Hey.
older than us.
She was a baby.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, and this on top of it is just like, I guess what sealed people to it
Yeah.
Yeah.
as like, we need to like really do something about this, which sucks because 50 people died. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that sucks. But one person who was famous, which
Yeah.
is always going to get more
Yeah.
attention, died, and they were like, we need to do
But
something.
it might
with
bring more focus in the topic.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but the thing about that is that you control guns for the law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
Because
But that's the thing, is that non-law-abiding citizens aren't gonna follow the laws.
Yeah.
So I just feel like when they go after guns, which they almost always do nowadays, they don't go about it right.
Yeah.
They go attacking, and so people get defensive, and that's how we get these kind of arguments, instead of being like, look, we need to start screening people better. We need to make stricter rules.
Yeah,
like,
like
you can still
background
have a
Yeah,
gun,
exactly.
but we should do things better.
well, the flip argument of that is that like you control guns so that everyone who has a gun is like, yeah, here's like my gun, but then all the like bad guys are like, why would I give you my gun? I'll just shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And I think it's honestly like, you can't stop everything.
Yeah.
But there's a way that you can make it a little bit better.
everybody's
my-
going to find ways around.
yeah.
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 My dad, we were talking about this over the dinner
Mhm.
table because we're pretty like politically driven in my house, I would say. And he was talking about Australia and how in the 90s they like banned like guns, like period, and like they went about and destroyed like all of their guns, and they haven't had a gun crime. Imagine that, you know. But like, if America tried to do that now, to destroy every single gun in America would be
There's
almost impossible.
And it's a
And-
right now. It's an amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Like,
It's been an amendment
Yeah.
since like the start of them.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard to compare other countries to America because America's in such a unique place.
Exactly.
Like, we're so weird compared to everyone else, and we
Yeah.
talk about it in funny ways. Like, we have a weird measurement system. We like take U's out
Well-
of words, but like, honestly, like, we are a weird place, and like, you can't compare us to different
But,
places like that.
Weird in the flip side also is that like our economy is booming as well as dying. Like
We're a cool zombie place.
Yeah, like we are literally growing as a country as we're like dying internally, and it's like, how is this working exactly? Like,
Well, I think
It's like,
Canada,
it's like
that's-
humans. We're like growing physically on the outside, but we're all dead on the inside.
yeah, exactly. Like adult life rolled up into a little metaphor.
But I think it was like Abraham Lincoln that said that. Was it Abraham Lincoln? I took too many poli-sci classes. Anywho, it was one of our really important guys that was like, the only people that are going to be able to take down America is literally inside America. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be an American to know how to take down America.
if you want to know who said that, just look at every like founding father.
Yeah,
really.
like,
Because George Washington said, if you guys pull into parties, the world, the economy is going to collapse.
the habit of like doing the exact opposite of what people tell us to do. Like, someone was like, don't get paper money, that's wrong. And then we're like, but look at how cool it is, we can make it free. You know?
Well, yeah, and then they're like, yeah, but back it with something good, and we're like, yeah, gold standard, and then we're like, gold is totally not
It's
there
hard to
anymore.
find,
Yeah.
honestly, so let's just cool on the gold standard.
And then they like took all the gold,
Speak-
so now your money is backed by like hopes and dreams.
Scientists may have finally figured out who the best superhero is.
Okay.
Okay, that's not how that
No,
works.
just let him speak.
They used a chart and had topics of if their powers include high velocity motion, high energy output, explosive powers.
So Superman.
No, well, listen, continue. High energy efficiency, super strength, and they did like a whole chart to see who had these abilities.
Okay.
Regenerative, and then weaknesses like scope for powers that cause multiple diseases, unsafe means to travel, and an inability to withstand high impact force.
So
Stuff like-
Superman.
Yeah. So this is the chart. Superman was always top. The only problem with it is the weakness. All of these, he may be weak to he may not be weak to any of these, pretty much, but he is weak to a rock.
Yeah.
Well, he's weak to
it's
a
his
rock.
radioactive rock, but you can make the synthetic stuff, and then there's also like 16 different types of that rock.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't there one that made him gay that one time?
No. Whoa, what?
No, have you not heard about that? Okay, I need you to research this because it's a legitimate thing. It's called Pink Kryptonite, and it turned him gay for like one comic episode, and I think it was also in Smallville. I'm not 100%.
No, the only ones in Smallville were the blue and the red kryptonite and the black kryptonite.
Well, then there was one comic book where he was turned gay by
because
a pink rock.
the red
Yeah.
kryptonite
Turns
releases.
Kryptonians homosexual.
Yep.
Why though?
Why not?
Wrote this.
Well, okay.
That only appeared in one comic book, Supergirl number 79.
You are totally right. Pink kryptonite is the type of kryptonite that seems to turn Kryptonians homosexual.
Because we can.
But yeah, no. The only like, I feel like the only canon kryptonites are blue, red, green, and black. Because
Well,
blue
yeah.
turns him mortal. Blue like strips him of his powers until he can take it off. But it also makes him weak.
However,
Yeah.
I don't really this is
Why does Iron Man only have one ping? What's his ping?
his ping. Where's Iron Man at?
Right next to the
gold
lizard.
one.
Exoskeleton or
Yeah,
there we are.
reinforced.
So his ping is reinforced exoskeleton.
What's his weakness?
His weakness is inability to withstand high impact force.
Okay, but is that just his
suit.
basic Iron Man suit, or
He has like
I guess.
60 of them.
Well, this
Like,
is
the
the thing, though.
Hulkbuster is built
I don't think
just
this
for
chart
that.
is very accurate because
I don't
there's
think
things
it
like
is either.
like I specifically looked at Spider-Man because obviously I like Spider-Man a lot.
Yeah, obviously.
yeah?
Yeah, but anyway, a lot of these things he has a lot of these things.
Yeah.
but they just
Yeah.
didn't put dots on it.
Yeah,
So
Right.
he
I feel like this was a very biased.
biased. Yeah, they all were like, "Hey,
Batman-
we really
Look at
like
Batman.
Superman."
Batman only has-
Batman has 2 pings, but nothing good going for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like
unsafe means of travel for Batman and
Unsafe me. The Batmobile is literally built to take on war
it's
machines. Like,
basically like a
potential
tank
for
that's
ability to harm or inconvenience self.
how though? Like
I mean,
how?
like, he's a little bit of a brooder, but like he gets his job
Let me see if the
done.
Well, he
article has
necessarily
anything.
doesn't have any superpowers either, so putting himself in harm's way is like,
A given.
well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
also a given, but it's like an inconvenience to himself.
Well, they might be
Damaging
talking about
himself.
like the smoke bombs, but like
He inhaled his own tear
His
gas.
car-
Bad day. Go back one
his
space.
Batmobiles are practically indestructible.
exactly
Yeah.
like. It freaking takes a hit from Superman and he just like stands up like nothing happened and
He's
he's
like-
just like, "Sup, bruh?"
It's like, ha.
Yeah, and like
Oh, I think they're mostly talking about his gliding cape, Batman.
Oh,
Yeah,
But he
that's
can
what
go reach up to a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, 50
Yeah.
miles.
yeah.
But except for like
And,
the games, he doesn't
he-
use it that often.
He doesn't use a parachute, which slightly prove fatal when he crashes into.
Well, Captain America doesn't use a parachute either.
Well, he's super soldier.
Like,
Yeah, and he freaking lands on his shield, Maddie. Come on. The shield.
and you also want to talk about like tiny he gets for that because that's a different way.
I like in Winter Soldier when he like fights on the boat, he just like hops up into the shield.
See, the thing is though, is that in spoiler alert, sorry, but in
I'm not even sorry.
In Civil War, he's like literally running from like car to car with like his shield up and his legs like totally exposed, and then it's just like
all we need to do is just kneecap Captain America like twice in a movie, and I'd be happy.
Spider-Man did. I mean, he freaking like rips him out from underneath the.
Yeah,
but that's the only time that Spider-Man is smart in this movie. Really.
Yeah. But anyway, have you seen Civil War yet, Kyle? Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were looking at the camera. I was like, what are they? They're just posting the comments.
Okay, so I'll finish off the paragraph in here. It says, other alarming findings will no doubt keep worried civilians up at night concerning Spider-Man.
They're not surprised.
Who the researchers claim is at risk of calculating the length of web required to swing from buildings because spider silk can stretch up to 40%, and the spandex wearing crime finder could well go way of many a house spider and end up squished if he gets his math wrong, even by a tiny fraction. Heroes identified as among the most capable include Wolverine, whose power regeneration should increase to his immunity to diseases and pathogens. However, Flash, whose cells are continually regenerating themselves, is likely to suffer from an enhanced mutation rate, accumulating 72 years worth of genetic mutations per year.
Huh. Well, here, and I thought he'd be like, it would be the exact opposite of that.
The thing about Spider-Man, though, is that he plans for every contingency. I don't know if you read, like, a lot of Spider-Man comics, but my dad owns, like, original Spider-Man comics, like the very original. And he plans, like, because the first night out, he's, like, crime fighting, he's swinging from web and miscalculates and loses, like, he runs out, and so he, like, falls, and he's like, well, crap, and, like, lands on a car, and it's like, I didn't die, so I must be super durable, right? And so then he plans for it, and so his webbing machine has like 3 clips of web in it, so that when one runs out, it like sucks in and flips out really quick.
Also, it's not like he's milking house spiders. Like, as I understand it, his webbing is created, so he can make it as like flexible or non-flexible as he so feels.
Yeah.
But my thing is,
he's got 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So if he runs out,
for example, Amazing Spider-Man 2, he runs out because it's broken, and then uses the other, and still has enough to battle.
He can literally like walk on walls. Like, I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, but in every Spider-Man movie I've seen since I was a kid, at least once he runs out, and he still kicks me.
Yeah.
Like, he's...
They have to show he's okay.
But the thing is that what's Thor's dots? Like, what are his dots?
He only has
his
3
dots are high energy output, explosive powers, and high energy efficiency. But he has super strength too.
Yeah, like he is not.
These are the worst scientists I have ever seen.
Okay, so they probably are going like based off like really early lore because he was basically a mortal. He just had like Mjolnir, which was a freaking neutron star.
That's true.
Welded into a hammer. So I mean,
they're also going way too scientific. Like Spider-Man's web, I bet they didn't even know that Spider-Man created them instead of.
And that they're still reinforced.
Yeah,
there's like a legitimate. I don't know. I
feel like they dissolve after a few hours, so the citizens don't have to worry about all this web everywhere.
I feel like they also did it just to piss people off.
They did it brilliantly.
So what's Silver Surfer's dots? Like
Silver Surfer's dots is he has high energy output and ability to exert great force.
Doesn't he do other things? Like
he has a regenerative ability.
He phases.
He literally Galactus picked him because he was the best.
Yeah,
like out of the entire universe, he is the best fighter, and that's why Galactus picked him.
I just imagine if like a villain picked this up and was like, oh, well, obviously, like
Superman would be the best to brainwash, and then the Silver Surfer would just come down and be like, I'm gonna steal your powers now. Okay, bye.
And I just always think of the like good old days, like Justice League Unlimited and just like the regular Justice League cartoons where like Superman is like constantly electrocuted and he's just the worst.
Well, and that's
like he has weaknesses that may not keep him down for long, but obviously like he can still get beat up before he can catch his breath.
Well, and that's the thing is that he's weak to rock. I was gonna bring this back. He's weak to rock, and he's also weak to magic. And there are so many magic users in the DC universe. He may as well just be mortal compared to them.
Yeah.
Like Shazam throws a lightning bolt at him, and he literally goes is out for the count. Like
Who are you talking about again?
Superman.
Oh,
Superman's
yeah.
weak to magic, and
Yeah.
so like Zatanna and like Raven are like two of the people he can't fight alone. Like
Trigon.
Yeah,
Well,
he just has to.
Trigon has hell magic, and that's kind of different. But like,
That's still magic.
yeah.
So I bet Superman will still be.
Just a
Yeah.
Satan and
Yeah.
demon.
Well, you know what else is funny about Superman is that like
Constantine.
when he does get out for the fight, or like when he gets his powers taken away from him,
Face he made.
he's useless. He doesn't have any other fighting abilities. Like Batman may not have powers, but he can kick everyone's butt all of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's smart.
Like that
Ninja.
comic where he gets Superman's powers.
Yeah,
and
and
he's like,
he
I'm a
just-
genius, and I can just save everyone, and
Yeah.
then goes crazy.
Billionaire
It's
trained
like
martial
that.
arts ninja.
Yeah. Like he has other traits that it's like, okay, come on guys. Brawn is not
Well,
everything.
Okay,
Like they don't have intelligence on here, am I correct? I didn't actually read the list.
so no, they don't.
No, but like
Well, Superman. If you want to go by intelligence,
It's
Superman
mostly-
and Flash both have like super genius intellect.
yeah,
Spider-Man,
but
Iron
Flash
Man.
has
He-
short term memory.
Yeah, but Batman has intelligence too. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, so he has wisdom, I guess.
Yeah.
So like intelligence and street smarts. Like he knows
He's
how to
the
fight
full
dirty. Yeah.
package.
Well, and then if you want to go off like so the comparison Batman to Iron Man, because Iron Man is basically the Batman of the Marvel universe.
Yep.
Except for not as cool.
Yeah.
But Iron Man can basically
Someone
do
somewhere's
everything
really
Bruce Wayne can do.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Wayne has to keep up appearances as
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne instead of as Batman, so he can't know how to fight, basically.
Or speak those like 20 languages that he knows how to
Yeah,
speak.
exactly. But Iron Man is Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is
He's
Iron
Iron
Man,
Man,
so
and
he
he's
can
a
do
villain.
whatever the f he
Everybody
wants.
knows
Like,
he's cocky and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
personally great about Iron Man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
Iron
great
Man.
character trait. Like I love it.
and
But
so
it's
if
a-
Bruce
can't
Wayne and
compare
Tony
them side by
Stark
side.
ever got in a fight in like a public area, Tony Stark would win only because Bruce Wayne had to keep up appearances.
And he'd be okay with it. He'd be like, okay, you won this time. I'll come at you at night.
yeah,
Like,
at night. No, and so, but then if Tony Stark knew that, he would have the time to plan and make a like an Iron Man suit based off of it.
yeah.
And it would just be like a stealth Iron Man suit, and then Batman would be
Anti-Batman.
screwed. Yeah, exactly.
It's like just an interesting thing. But like, I think what else they should add in is like not family ties, but like sidekicks and things. Because like Batman has family. Like
Yeah.
he has basically an entire like group of people who are like, oh, did someone mess with you? Like, well, I'll mess with them.
Well,
It'll be
and
great.
then Tony Stark has Jarvis at least,
Yeah.
or Veronica if you
And
wanna.
like honestly, like Friday.
He has many different ones.
Yeah,
he has
but-
many of the AIs.
tons
But
of
like
robots.
that's the thing is that they can take control of his robots for him, and then like he has an army of Iron Man suits that can
Yeah.
do whatever he needs to.
I just
do.
feel like they weren't focusing on what they should be focusing on in this particular whatever. the
Well, and
crap
okay,
is.
if you want to go off of it, if it was like a fair fight where no one had their weaknesses exposed, Superman would win every time. Because no one would have the proper way to dispose of him, and so he would just like punch through your stomach and just kill you right off.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the one that would come closest would
Well,
probably
Wolverine.
either be Thor or Batman, and that's just because Batman keeps kryptonite on him all the time.
Well, no, but that's the thing. If they didn't have kryptonite, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
zero kryptonite
Yeah.
at all,
Well,
no one would win
if
because
we're
he's
using-
literally indestructible. Like,
Yeah, well, if we're using the superheroes up here, I think Wolverine would go pretty far too, because he has a regenerative ability. So
well, he can't regenerate the bone though, because the bone would grow back as bone and not adamantium. So Superman would just keep ripping him in half and like throwing him at separate ends of the earth. And
But do you think Superman can actually rip adamantium?
yes, because he can shatter diamonds. He can shatter like.
I don't know.
He's
Adamantium's strong.
He's a
Yeah.
plot device, is what he is.
That's
He's like
true.
the Scarlet Witch to the DC universe. He can do whatever they need him to. His powers weren't defined in the like when he first came out as a comic book.
Yeah.
They were just like, he has this power this week, and that's cool.
Across the
So
board.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they finally defined his powers in like the 80s, and then they were like, well, he's got all these powers, but now we need a weakness. Like,
How about Rock?
yeah. Well, and that's the thing too is that
Well, in himself, he's the biggest weakness to himself. Honestly,
Lois, we discussed this on
yeah,
a personal time.
his two weaknesses. Well, in the cinematic
Romantic
universe,
plots.
or in the cinematic universe, his two weaknesses are Lois and Kryptonite.
and
because-
Martha apparently.
Okay, well,
Call him Martha. Every
his
day.
parents is always a touchy subject.
That's true.
His,
Like, he's
his
very
entire
protective.
planet is a touchy subject. You bring it up exploding and he crumples into a little ball of
Which
like.
is dumb, because as a person that's
It's like-
adopted, like they're like, and I've even met my adopted parents. Like, you are not that attached to that
Their
person when
parents?
you've been raised with another person.
Hopefully
like,
you-
it's just not how it works at all.
Hopefully you met your.
So
your
who are the
adopted
other
parents.
people?
Okay,
That's
my
all,
birth
that's it.
parents, you douche. That's
Is
it.
Iceman the last one?
Yeah.
What's his dot?
He's got
It's one dot.
his explosive powers.
What's his weakness?
His weakness is hold on, I have to read it. Long time frame to exhibit powers or in
Okay,
Isn't
so
he
I
like
agree with
walking-
that. He
Yeah.
takes a long time in the comic books to actually like experience his powers, but once he figures them out, he's basically unkillable. Like
Yeah,
he has a
but-
regenerative ability
but
because
but still it takes him a long time. Like he creates snow armies a lot, snowman
Yeah.
armies, but they take a long. They have to be like in cryo freeze for a long time.
well,
So-
and
And
the
they're
thing
also
about
snow.
is that he learns from
Stuff,
oh crap, I think the Wonder Twins how to pull moisture out of the air
Yeah.
to repair his ice body. So he literally cannot die after that. Like people like cut his arm off and he just like fuses it together like that fast with the moisture in the air.
Okay, but the first time that would happen, though, can you imagine the panic? Because, like, your first thought's gonna be like, I just lost my arm and then I can fix it.
Well, yeah, and so like the
alright.
thing,
okay.
so Heatwave, when Heatwave and Iceman fight in the X-Men movies, and he's like blasting him with fire, and Iceman just walks up and like headbutts him. Like that's one of the coolest scenes. Not only because
well,
that's
he also
awesome.
takes like the fire extinguisher and just
Yeah.
puts him out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm done with ice powers. I don't have any more right now.
Yeah, and but that's the thing too is that like if he doesn't draw off the moisture in the air, he runs out of his power so fast that it's useless.
Uh-huh.
Because then someone could just walk up and like kick him in the leg and like break his leg off, like off. It's just gone.
The only thing they never really did with the Iceman in the movies, though, is they never put him in the full ice form. Like they did him once, and I think
In Days of Future Past.
Days of
Yeah.
Future Past.
And then
But
you
that
see
was
his
like
head
2 seconds.
skitter off.
Yeah.
That was like 2 seconds, and then his head gets cut
Yeah.
off.
Well, and that's the thing about Iceman is he's besides Archangel, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters,
Yeah,
and so I did a bunch of research on him, right? And he can grow his body to like 300 times the size by just gathering the moisture in the air. Like that's all he needs is moisture,
It's
and
his
he's good.
spirit
Like,
bomb, basically.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to stand with his arms in the air for hours.
he just goes, huh, and then like grows, and everyone's just like, okay, well.
Oh, jeez. Oh, life would be great.
Yeah, I don't know anything about superheroes.
Oh,
Kyle's just sitting there like, yeah, you guys are totally right, whatever you're talking about.